On this episode of OutLook TV, Quarantinely Yours, from Carlotta Girl's Couch.
A visit with Kendall Gender.
The Virtuel fundraising series, all across Canada. And much, much more. Hello and welcome to OutLook TV. I'm Rebecca Wyman, coming to you from a socially safe distance.
And I'm Robert Mackay, and you're watching the Queer Magazine news show that brings you the stories that matter the most from coast to coast.
We're going to kick it off in Montreal with an interview with Rainbow.
Our very own Ollie kept his own socially distant compliant level over Skype to do this profile. Let's check it out.
Well, hello, OutLook TV. It's me, it's Ollie, and you guys are very lucky because today you get to come in my house. That's right. As we all know, we are self-isolating at the moment, and I decided to do my part by staying home. And for you guys, I will be calling some of my favorite queer artists across the country. And today, you guys are in for a treat because my first guest is one of Montreal's most colorful drag queens. Let's see if she's ready.
Rainbow is the gayest unicorn in Montreal. I'm colorful, I'm flash, and I'm cute. I started drag 9 years ago. It was a challenge. I was backup dancer for Drag Queen, and they challenged me to do a show because I was pissed every time we were doing a show because I was like, you should do this like this, or you should move like that. And they were like, well, do it. And that's how I started to do that. 'Cause we are living in a material world. I'm not a makeup artist. I just have a huge passion. And I think I have a little bit of talent in makeup. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when I started to do drag, I was very natural makeup. But then someone was like, your name is Rainbow. You should put more color. And I try. And now I can rock a blue lipstick and blend 48 color in my face. My favorite things to perform are country acts. I'm a little redneck drag. I love to do top 40, but I think we have a lot of queens that do already top 40. So I like to do country, burlesque, and a little bit of circus, and a French song. We are over 75 drag queens in Montreal. So we need to go outside of Montreal, promote what we do, and do a little bit of education outside of Montreal. In Montreal, more people know what we're doing, but if we go outside, it's a little bit hard. And it's a good chance to go outside of the city and perform in a little town. I listen also my fan. I'll be honest, I have a show this year during Pride. I cannot say what it is, but it was a suggestion from my fan.
Well, if you want to know more about Rainbow, you can follow her at rainbow.drag on Instagram. For OutLook TV, this is Ollie in my house in Vancouver.
Next up, we're going to head over to Nanaimo to check in with the Smudge Sisters.
The Nanaimo bars aren't the only thing that layer up there. Vicky and Connie were being honored for all their wonderful contributions to the pride of the world.
We're at Icons Nanaimo, an event put on by the Victoria Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence to honor Vicky Smudge and maybe another Smudge.
Yeah. And take that dog with you.
Both of the Smudge Sisters have been icons in the community and with the sisterhood, and I wanted an opportunity to express that to them and thank them for their service.
We need a parade, we need the rainbow crosswalks painted, we need a festival.
Vicky stepped forward, and that year we had our first parade and festival, and I felt that she needed to be recognized for that and all the work that she's done in the community. I don't think that we would have a Pride Society in Nanaimo if it wasn't for her. And so I wanted some way of recognizing all the work that she's done over the many years that she's been in the community here.
So to create some safe spaces for us back in the 90s where people could come and dress up however they wanted to and enjoy the show with allies, heterosexual, truck driving, log bursting people. Do you know what I mean? So it was a gift. It was really hard, but it was a gift to be able to see their eyes turn to that point where they're like, oh, you're a person, I understand you. And through like laughter, humor obviously, but like laughter, love, and understanding, there's room for everybody. Back in the day, the Pride Parade here in Nanaimo was Vicky and I with a shopping cart down Commercial Street. True story. But I really want the young queens to understand that it took, even before me, like it took like the Willie Taylors and the Dusty Ryans and oh my gosh, like so many queens that came before me that sort of paved the way. And then Vicky and I came out and it was sort of, we paved the way a little bit more and everyone does their bit. Yeah. And it's all about community, it's all about love, it's all about understanding, but number one thing is a place to belong. That's what we're all looking for.
That very crosswalk, where the crosswalks are now painted in rainbow. I was like 14, I was supposed to meet my friend Mike Rail. We were gonna go to Fiesta Theaters, and I was gonna watch a movie, and I got beat up by a whole bunch of kids right on that fucking crosswalk, and now they're rainbow.
Therefore, sainthood is forever proclaimed on the 7th day of March 2020.
What a great event. This is Sister Fancy Pants Miss Gay Vancouver 40 for OutLook TV.
We're going to have to take a little break now.
I have to go bedazzle my mask.
Welcome back. You're watching OutLook TV.
In this next segment, our very own Ollie goes deep and personal via Skype with Kendall Gender to find out what their career led them to.
From sea to shining sea, like Lady Liberty, she reigns over all she sees. She's beauty, she's grace, but she's not Queen of 50 States. She's our newest Empress of Vancouver, Miss Kendall Gender.
So I've been doing drag since 2014. I started at a show called Cherry Pop. It was put on by my drag mother, Jane Smoker. I've had a femininity within myself, I think, from a very, very, very young age. So when I walked into that show for the first time, not performing, but just viewing it, I was like, whoa. Like, there's someone that's, like, my age, kind of looks like me, like, is performing songs that I like, and it just kind of opened up this whole thing about drag that I didn't really even know about before. In the very beginning, I was a lot more of a wild child, and then through that, I actually got sober, so I'm 5 years sober. That, for me, I think was the biggest sort of, like, shift and the biggest change within my drag career, because sobriety made my drag a very different experience. It was a blanket when I needed it, and it was a very, very, very important and monumental part of my life. The Brat Pack is a show that I've been a part of since 2015 when it started. And for me, Brat Pack is my wild girl. Brat Pack is where I can, like, let loose. It's a party vibe. Like, it's cool to be able to get that side of me released in such a fun way. For the month of February, what I did is I recreated my personal favorite album covers by, strong Black female artists. And yeah, I recreated their album covers. So I did Beyonce, I did Rihanna, I did Cardi B, and I did Summer Walker.
Kendall just was elected Empress of Vancouver. Congratulations.
Hello.
Hello. It's me.
And then getting voted in and elected by people all around the city just, like, I don't know, it felt very special. I think sometimes we forget that on the front lines of when drag started, it was so much about being an advocate and pushing for charity and pushing for rights and all of that kind of stuff. I want to take what I do and for myself and help other people.
I hope you enjoyed this little interview in my living room in Vancouver with Kendall Gender. For OutLook TV, this is Ollie.
Next up, we're going to take you to Carlotta Girl's couch for Quarantinely Yours.
Also joined by Joni, even the drag scene's learning to adapt in these new times. So let's see what Quarantinely brought us.
In these unprecedented times, when all the bars and nightclubs in Davie Village are closed, but the show must go on, some of Vancouver's top entertainers are now producing virtual shows from their homes. Let's check out Quarantinely Yours.
We were doing shows on Davie in a big gay scene. Till Corona shut the bars, now we're quarantined. What were we to do? We were ready to go, we're here on our fannies. So now we're at Carlotta's on the couch all night. We've got vodka and tequila, everything's alright. We've got style, we got class, we got booze. Let's have some quarantine.
We're really happy to be here this evening. It's the third edition of Quarantinely Yours, an online fantastic webcast with my sister Joni and myself, Carlotta Girl. It's my birthday edition, so we're having a lovely evening right now. We're so happy you could all be here to join us.
Yeah, we didn't think we would be doing a drag show on the couch at your place. As I said during the broadcast, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or 2 months ago, I don't think we thought we'd ever be doing a drag show on the couch, but it's, I think it keeps spirits high, and we get a lot of great feedback, and it's helping us out creatively and a little bit financially.
People told me I can reach notes that only dogs can hear.
I mean, right now, Lucy's trying to end it in the kitchen.
Oh,
It's not because of the impending.
She always does because of me.
Yeah.
Joni was the purveyor, originator of the show. She called me up and said, we're at the onset of COVID-19 when we all had to stop performing outside and every other nightclub was being closed and all of our beautiful corporate events were being closed. We couldn't perform on a stage with people actually watching right there in front of us. So we had to think of another way to make this happen. If I can't be creative and perform for some kind of audience, I would go completely insane. So it was wonderful that Joan came up with this amazing idea.
Well, you're already insane, but
even more so than that. That was an amazing idea for Joan to come up with this idea for us to do a lovely online commentary show with live humor, comedy, some amazing outlooks on life.
And it's also important that while we take what's going on right now entirely seriously, especially with regard to those who are not making it through, humor is always the most important thing, and we must take life not seriously. There always has to be laughing at yourselves, laughing at a situation. Laughter. Go to laughter. The worse it gets, go to laughter. Make the joke. Right. Joan Rivers was a big proponent of that, and I've always believed it too. Last night was actually supposed to be my 3-year anniversary of my show at Junction.
That's right, Queen, please.
Yeah, I think we can. There is no such thing as drag without people helping.
There's an army.
And in this case, we have to be very careful for social distancing.
Right.
We would love to have our full cast and crew and people helping us out, but alas, it's just the two of us and my roommate, Mike, who helps us out.
Just don't ask me what it was. Just don't ask me what it was. Maybe it's 'cause I'm pretty. Aren't I pretty? People tend to think I'm real.
We don't want to try to pretend that we're at some huge theater or a club doing the show we normally do. We want to be absolutely aware and make everyone aware that this is a show with two of us sitting on a couch in an apartment.
That's right.
A lovely apartment, but an apartment. And so the show is basically, honestly, if people were here watching the two of us kibitz and carry on and sing some songs. Oh, I think there is another question.
Okay. Audience gets involved by doing a question and answer segment towards the end of the show. They can also call in and talk to us. We had a person call in tonight, the Right Honourable Hetty Fry, a member of Parliament, to say happy birthday to me.
The Honourable Hetty Fry. The Right Honourable would be the Prime Minister. But
Yes, Honorable Hetty Fry.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. We're just so glad that you're here with us. We're just so glad you're here with us.
The show is broadcast. We have a Facebook event, Quarantinely Yours, and we put a live video up every week.
And the actual location of that event is right here on my couch in my very own living room in the west end of my apartment.
Yes, Carlotta lives in the heart of the Davie Village. We want to say exactly where, although tonight she actually almost gave out her phone number.
I certainly did.
And if I find out you're turning bad, so at least I didn't fake it, had so I guess we didn't make it. Get ready for me now, as I'm a comer. You simply gotta march my heart's a drum, and nobody is gonna rain on my parade.
For OutLook TV, this is Angus Pratt in Davie Village in Vancouver.
All your Barbara hands.
Yes, Queen! That's
Oh my God, let's go to Montreal now.
Oh my God. Yes, Rebecca. I want to go straight to the House of God. Well, at least Ollie did, and had a nice profile with a very own oh my God.
Well, hello, OutLook TV. It's me, it's Ollie, and we are back in my living room where I'm about to talk to another super amazing queer artist. And again, this one is from Montreal. Today, we are so lucky because we get to talk to the mother of the House of God, oh my God.
So Uma is everybody's favorite unofficial auntie. I'm a Broadway girl. I love a disco record. I love, a sugary drink. I'm here to make people feel good. Because basically, I want to do drag so that people feel good about themselves. God loves you.
Hi everyone, I'm Gahd, and I am inviting you to drag story time with me.
My background is an early childhood educator.
Mm-hmm.
So teaching things to people that don't know anything about something is my job.
Mm-hmm.
Up until I started drag full time, I was working in daycares and working with kids. And that just means that I know how to make things interesting and fun and accessible. And that's what's really, really important. House of Gahd, formerly House of Laureen. It's a drag family that we've created, a production company, a drag house, and our mission has always been to do drag that is political, thoughtful, and really just there for everybody. We try to make sure that all of our shows are safer spaces. We never shy away from getting politically involved. We have done fundraisers for HIV. We have shown up in people's apartments, basically, to do shows because they couldn't pay their rent, and they were like, "Let's do a show. We're gonna make some money." So we've done it all. And the idea is just, we do drag that's open and weird and trashy and bizarre and theatrical and fun and thoughtful. In the first 4 days, we lost about $2,000 of revenue, and we have shows that have been canceled all the way up until June. I'm a full-time drag artist, and so doing this basically without bars to do it in has been complicated. But we're trying to figure stuff out. I'm doing my live viewing party for Drag Race. I'm going to be doing a story time. We're going to figure out some other silly stuff to do, maybe a makeup tutorial. We're gonna figure it out.
To know more about Oh My God, make sure that you follow her on all our social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram. For OutLook TV, this is Ollie in my house in Vancouver.
It's time for us to take another little break now.
Rebecca.
Yes?
That goose isn't keeping a social distance.
I don't know, hiss at it or something.
Back, you feathered heathen.
Hey, it's Mina Mercury, and you are watching OutLook TV.
Welcome back. You're watching OutLook TV.
As much as we queer folk love the city, we also love nature. Isn't that right, Rebecca?
Well, you certainly find a lot of bears in nature.
And some big old redwoods.
Let's check out this photography project of queers in nature.
We are here at Queen Elizabeth Park, one of Jazz Calcitas' favorite spots to photograph queer people who do not fit media's portrayal of queers. Let's go talk to her.
The project is a queer nature project, and it centers around photographing queer people in nature, and it's centered around wanting to normalize queer people and set them in nature as in like a thing that's just a part of us, and how it's not something that's separate or it's not something that's different. And that's how it came to be. And I like the idea of like people in nature and photographing them as soft and capturing their essence in Mother Earth and nature.
You photograph people who don't really fit into the stereotype of what LGBT is or how media portrays it. Like, how did you even come up with that concept?
Yeah, well, I started seeing that I couldn't find anyone who looked like me when I was like scrolling through Instagram, and I found popular queer people. I didn't see myself in any of them, and I wanted to photograph my friends who also don't look like them and just show people that we are all here, and queer can look like anybody, and it's not just like one stereotype and look.
What has been the feedback from the people that you've been photographing?
It's been really empowering and insightful for me, because one of my friends came back and they were like, I feel validated in my own queerness, and I this is a different view that I've seen in myself. So it's very heartwarming to me that I can show them these pictures of themselves and how I view them and like the beauty that they are, and have them see it for themselves. When I was photographing the parent at the community house, they were telling me about the house that they run and how they started having like queer cartoon nights, and they are starting new projects about lifting voices up of queer people because they have a non-binary child, so they want to show more queer characters. And I thought it was really interesting that they came out to my project and we were able to collaborate and meet and talk about lifting each other up and showing the different faces, so that the next generation can have faces to look at where they're like, oh, I see myself, and this is me, and I can relate to this.
From Vancouver's Queen Elizabeth Park, this is Gahd CJV for OutLook TV.
Now let's check out a story that's cross Canada. It started in Montreal, but it's now everywhere.
You might be sticking indoors, Canada, but you sure know how to be creative. Over $20,000 raised, and each week a different city. Let's check out what this piece was all about.
Hey guys, it's me, it's Ollie. So over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of drag shows happening all across the country. One of them is called the Virtual Drag Show, and it started with Rita Baga in Montreal. It also went to Quebec City with Gabrielle, and now it's coming to the West Coast with Mina Mercury. Mia's actually talking to us today to talk about the West Coast edition and who's going to be on it.
Do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body. Like what you want, say what you want.
The Virtual Drag Show started in Montreal by a drag queen friend of mine, Rita Baga. It is a telethon-like fundraising show where there's a live host or VJ, and then the drag artists get creative and put together around 3-minute long music video-esque performances that we'll then put into blocks on the show. It originated in Montreal. It has since then gone to Quebec City with host Gabrielle. And it has come back to Montreal with different hosts such as Gahd, Giselle Lullaby, and coming up soon, it will be over in Paris, France. Will be the next location after we do the West Coast edition. Some of the amazing talent that we have a part of the drag show Virtual, or the Virtual Drag Show here in the West Coast edition, is Carrie Dawn, Homo Hardware, I have Sienna Blaze, We have the current reigning Empress of Vancouver, Kendall Gender, Persiflage from Victoria. I have Vivian Vanderpuss from Victoria and Henrietta Dubé from Victoria. It's going to be absolutely incredible. You're in for a treat. It's all types of drag, all different levels of creativity. It's incredible. Our job is to reach out, make people laugh, take people away for an hour, hour and a half to a place that they can just laugh and have fun and kind of forget about the world of what's going on right now. So I just want people to take away a sense of happiness, a sense of fun, a sense of excitement. I want people to be inspired. I want people to be creative.
Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now.
Make sure that you follow Rita Baga on all social media platforms to know where the next edition of the Virtual Drag Show is going to be. From my home in Vancouver, this is Ollie for OutLook TV.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this episode of OutLook TV, but we will be back before you can even miss us.
That's right. And you know what? You can always join us on all those digital channels you're probably surfing anyways at home. You can find us on the Twitters, on the Grinders, on the Facebooks, on the Instagrams, on cooking sites, on how to knit.
It's totally a thing. We're not on it, though. But anyway, stay on your couch and watch us.
And if you want to volunteer with us, just shoot us an email.
Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Rebecca Wyman.
And I'm Robert Mackay.
Stay fabulous, Canada.